video, I'm going to be talking about Elementor's Pro Gallery. I'm going to be covering topics like what is Pro Gallery, who this will benefit, how to use Pro Gallery, and why this new feature is important. So if you're interested in learning more about Pro Gallery, stay tuned. Welcome back to another tutorial. Now, in this tutorial, I am going to be talking about Elementor's, one of Elementor's newest features, which is Pro Gallery. So this, what you can see right in front of you, this section here, is an example of what you can accomplish with Pro Gallery in literally like 5 minutes, if that. Okay, so just in case you're wondering, Yugi the Cockapoo is my dog. I just thought I'll use it because it's cute pictures. If you want to follow him on Instagram, go ahead and follow Yugi the Cockapoo. He will probably brighten up your day. And all these images I do have permission to use because, well, I took them. So what you can see here is you've got the filtering option, and this is actually a multiple Pro Gallery option, and we're going to cover how to do this. Well, we're going to do it now. So once you're in your editor panel of Elementor, you're going to see, well, what you normally see. And what we're going to do, we're going to recreate this or some sort of this, because I might not remember all the settings, but I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Okay, so once you're on this page, what you want to do, you want to head over to Pro Gallery. Okay, you want to type in Gallery, and you want to drag in this one here and drop that in. So you can see you've got type, which is single and multiple. This single doesn't allow you to add the filtering option that we just saw, which is this here. The multiple it does, and we're going to create both of them. This is where the no images, the images selected is where we are actually input the images. The grid type, you've got grid, justified, etc. And we're going to explore that. And you've got columns, spacing, which is, between the images and what's not. You can choose if you want to link everything. So if you don't want to link on the images, that's fine. If you want to download the images, that's fine. If you want to send someone somewhere else, perhaps an Instagram page, then the custom URL is exactly what you want. And then you've also got the aspect ratio, and you've got plenty of options there, as well as the normal image size. So we're going to try and cover most options. If it's a standard option within Elementor, we're probably not going to cover it, but we'll go. And then of course you've got your style and all the hover animations, etc. So the first thing that we're going to do is keep the type on single and go ahead and click the add button, and we can see we've got all these images of Yugi. So I'm going to create a new gallery and insert gallery there. So you can now see it's very quickly populated the gallery with all the images. So let's go ahead and change the layout to justified, masonry, and you can see just like so. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and keep it a grid, and I'm going to change the columns to 3. I want to keep it a little bit more like Instagram, and maybe add some more spacing between the images. So I'll go with 15. And I don't want a link on it, so I'm just going to keep that at none. And I'm going to change the aspect ratio to 1. But again, if you want to see what they all look like, change it to 4, 9, 16. And what you can see, depending on the images that you're actually importing, will of course depend on how well it's going to look. If you've got a boxed image, then of course it's not really going to match this setting, aspect ratio. So just do what suits you best. And I'm going to change the image size to full, just so it's full quality. And we've also got the overlay. So the overlay is what this hover effect that you can see here. If you don't want it, just select no, and you can see that's now gone. Let's select it again, and where it says title and description, the title is what you have named the images. So if we hover over these, you can see I've just downloaded them, quickly imported them. So I've actually not named them, but this is the name of the download file. So if you want to change that, just head over to your media and click on the image and then just change it, and you can. And of course, if you've got a caption, an alt description, or just a general description, it will also display it there. Now I don't for this, and I'm going to get rid of the title because I just don't like it. Let's So we've covered overlay. Let's head over to style. So again, you've got the border colors. So if you want to add a border to the outside of each image, just go ahead and put a color, change the width. You can see we've now got a border around it. And of course, if you want to do the border radius, just click on 5 or whatever, and you can see the borders of each image has now been changed. I'm just going to get rid of all of this. Now you've also got the CSS filters, so if you wanted to add a blur, you can see just like that. Again, I'm not going to play with these too much because they are standard within Elementor. And you've got the hover animation. Let's click on the overlay, and what you can see, if you want to change the overlay, let's just go ahead, and you can see we've now just done it. So you can create some really cool effects. So it's really up to your creativity what sort of thing you want for your overlays, but it's nice. Let's click on hover, and if we change that like so, you can see that's now changing the color. Again, I'm just going to go back to the default because I just think it looks best. And you've got blend and hover animation, so if you want to slide them down just like so, and you can see you can once you start playing around with these settings, you've actually got some really interesting effects that you can again create depending on your creativity. Let's go to content. So if you want to, align at top, this I don't think it really matters for the grid, but on the other settings it will do. And we're just going to skip this for now. Advanced, there's no additional settings, so it's pretty usual stuff there. And that's basically the single. So let's head over to multiple and start creating a filter option. So what you can see is Elementor actually pre-make a filter, which is all. So this is where everything will go into. But let's go ahead and make a few galleries. So right here on the left, you can see new gallery. Click on it, and let's type in a title for that, which is going to be Happy Yugi. And then let's duplicate that and change this to Serious Yugi. And if you want to create another one, instead of duplicating it, just click the add item, and we're going to do another one saying Fun Yugi. Okay, and again you've got the exact same options as you did in the single, apart from the filter bar. So let's go ahead and add images to each of these galleries. So I'm going to click on Happy Yugi, click the add images, and I'm going to now select all the happy images of Yugi. Create new gallery. Let's click on that again. Happy and happy. Create new gallery, insert, and now move on. And now you can see we've got a new filter title and also 3 images there. Let's click on Serious Yugi. So let's click on this one and this one and maybe this one and this one. Create new gallery, insert, and again we've now got another filtering title. Let's click on Fun Yugi, and we're going to add this one and this one and this one just for the sake of it. Create new gallery, insert, and there you go, we've got our titles. Now let's have a look, and again you can change the layout and what's not, you can change the columns, but let's click on the filter bar, and what you can see is we've got that all title there. So I'm actually going to change that to Everything Yugi, and there you go. Now the pointer, just like if you've ever made a menu with Elementor, you've got the pointer, and the pointer is these little lines underneath, but we can actually change this to be called background, for example, and this will change what sort of effect it is. And I'm going to keep it on the background because it just looks nice, but you've got all the standard options that you usually got. And if you want to change the fade to maybe swipe right, there you go. So you've got some really nice effects there. And then the overlay, again, it's the exact same sort of thing. We're not going to cover that because we already have. So let's go ahead to the style. And again, you've got all these standard options, but let's head over to filter bar. And what you can see is you can align it to the right, center, and left. We're going to keep it center. And then you've got the standard color, and you can change the typography. So let's go ahead and change the typography. And we're going to change it to just Alan. Okay, and we can change the size of everything. So let's go ahead and make it 24. That looks good to me. And we'll keep it like that. If you want to add some space in between, there you go. If you want to add some space between the images and the filtering, There you go, just the gap section here. And let's go ahead and change the hover color. So, and again, that's under pointer, and change that to this color, and there you go, it's now hovering. But if you want to change the active color, which is the one it's on, we can go ahead and do that and change it to black. So there you go. So that's basically the options. That's simple and really powerful, but let's have a look at what it looks like when it's mobile. So let's go ahead and do tablet, and there you go. It's very responsive, and again, on mobile, it's mobile friendly. So, and again, if you wanted to change any sort of this, just like you can with everything that Elementor create, you can change the spacing on mobile, you can change the size of everything, the filter bar, and then text. Okay, and there you go. You can see, bang. And let's just say you wanted to add more columns here. So again, go to content, and then where it says columns, just do 2. And there you go, bang. But I'm going to leave it at 1. I'm going to update it, and I'm going to head over to the desktop, and there you go. Let's click refresh here. And there you go, we've got literally everything there. And if you wanted to rearrange the filters, for example, just click on it and add it there. So now update that, refresh, and there you go. So let's talk about who's actually going to benefit from this. So if you're a freelancer or a business owner, or anyone who needs to showcase something on a website and you need a simple and fast way of doing it, well, this is going to be a huge benefit to you. It's simple, you don't need technical knowledge, you don't need third parties. It's literally a centralized thing that you can customize, and it can be done with absolute ease. It's also, you don't need to worry about mobile friendliness or responsive nature. You can just drag, drop, and boom, you've got yourself a great looking filterable image gallery, which is exactly what you want. We've already discussed how to use Pro Gallery, but I want to talk about why this is so important. Now, I don't know if you're the same as me, or your experience level, or what you do for a living, but Elementor is a tool, and most things online, software as a whole, is a tool to help enhance your life, help enhance doing things in a more efficient way. And when you're building websites, me personally, I like to build them as fast as possible, in the most efficient way and the easiest way possible. I mean, who wouldn't? It's just simple. So I don't want to be using third-party plugins to, build a website. I kind of just want one plugin. It's a centralized thing, and it's not going to weigh down my site, make it slow, and all of that. It's just going to be simple, and this is exactly what Elementor, I see them trying to do. You get so many other third-party website drag and drop builders like Divi or Visual Composer, and they are all really good in their own right, but every single thing has a pro and a con. And for me, with Divi, they're a little bit slow, it's a little bit glitchy. With Visual Composer, the interface is a little clunky, but each to their own. But with Elementor, it's fast, the interface is perfect, and what they seem to be focusing on is not giving you the most fancy features, this and that. What they're actually doing is working on each element that they're already providing and perfecting that. And I think it's because they understand that this is a tool to help people do things in a fast and efficient way. And that is a really good philosophy for any software business, any WordPress plugin, anything to be doing is perfecting what it is they've already created and then enhancing it. There's too many WordPress plugins in the market, in my opinion, where all they do is create new things, but the things that they previously created are still quite glitchy, or they can be improved. But Elementor seems to be improving every single thing that they've built before they go and release some crazy new addition, which is going to create conflicting issues. So again, this is Elementor Pro Gallery, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps my channel grow. If you've got a question or a content suggestion, or you want to see a video being made about Elementor or something else, please leave a comment in my description and I will most likely create it for you. But thank you for watching and have a great day.